So we got some news on the people left in Alaska. Carnival gives an old Perk a new name, and Royal Caribbean is teasing us. All of that next. Well, howdy there, folks, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on so every time I post new stuff, you'll get notified, which is virtually every day. All right, folks, so to start off with, we're going to talk about that family. If you watched my video a few days ago, that got left in Alaska, okay? As you know, they got fined $9,000 by customs because they did not enter a foreign port. So I'm assuming that they were on the southbound trip on a one-way journey. That's the only way. You cannot hit Canada first. But since they did not hit Canada, they did get fined $9,000. Now, the family has spoken out. They are not blaming Norwegian at all. The father was talking about the stress and all the emotions he went through, which I can imagine that. I can imagine that because I know that sometimes I get stressed. I have several hours to get back to the ship, and I can still get stressed just by hoping I can get the cab, hoping I find a cab. I hope there's cabs out there. I hate going too far from the ship. Every cruise, I hate going too far from the ship just because I'm just afraid of transportation. A lot of ports we go to, there is no Lyft and Uber. So you're just at the mercy of hoping you find a cab. I'm not really experienced with that. You would think after 25 years, I would have lots and lots of experience with that, but I don't. Just because I have this thing inside me that won't let me do it. So, but they did say that the people they talked with NCL was very empathetic, very sympathetic to their situation. They asked them, what do you need? What can we do for you? Now, NCL has reimbursed them. They said the total cost, round figure, is about $21,000 that it took them to get back home, with the $9,000 they owed the government and change of plans and yada yada to get back to Oklahoma. Y'all can just imagine what they went through. NCL is crediting them back $9,000. They don't have to pay that. They are getting that to them so that they can get it to the customs people, so that's over with. They are also giving each person 20% off of a future cruise credit. So, and I know some of you are going to say, they got to take a cruise on NCL. Yes, they have to take a cruise on NCL, but that is industry standard, folks. Anytime something bad goes wrong on your trip, that's industry standard that they give you a future cruise credit. So they pretty much guarantee you're going to take the cruise again and give them another chance. If you don't, well, they don't lose no money. That's just pretty much it. That's just the nature of the game. So anyways, there seems to be kind of a silver lining, if you want to look at it that way, about this whole story. So, it is what it is. I mean, I personally feel that NCL could have done more, but like I said, it's pretty much industry standard. I'm just glad that NCL is forwarding the $9,000 so the family's not out that money. That is a lot of money. And I know that the rest of that money, what is that, $13,000 more dollars? But a word of caution, a word of warning to everybody: buy travel insurance. Okay, there's a travel insurance company that we sell, and Alliance, I think is what it's called. They will sell you a whole year policy. It's not expensive, folks. It's not. When you think of how much these people spent, it's not expensive. Also, by all means, always take your passport with your ship card. The cruise lines actually tell you that now. Take your documents with your cruise card. I'm guilty of not doing it. I leave my passport in my safe where it's safe. I leave it with my ship card because that's all security needs when you come back. But look at this case. Look at this case. They left all their stuff in their safe. They missed their ship. They did not have their documentation. So always just err on the side of caution. Take your passport. If you're on the driver's license, birth certificate thing still, take that. Take that, okay? If anything else, just take a photocopy of your passport. You know, I don't know if that's legal or not, but I'm just saying. I'm just brainstorming for ideas. Just take some kind of government documentation, please. Get you some trip insurance. Take you some government documentation, because this is a lesson to everybody, including me, that these trips can turn disastrous real fast and cost you a lot of money that a lot of us may not have. So just err on the side of caution. Take some documentation with you. Buy some travel insurance. Thank you. All right, folks. Cruise news story number 2 is with Carnival. Carnival has always had this perk that when you climbed high enough up the ladder, you got a complimentary drink. I'm that high on the ladder, you get a complimentary drink. But 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10, I miss out on it. That just shows you how often I haven't got it. If I have ever gotten that drink, maybe once, maybe twice. I've been cruising the Carnival for so long, you used to pre-order drink coupons off the internet, and you went on the ship with this discounted drink coupons, and you would give them a coupon every time you would order a drink. If you ordered a drink that was too expensive, which I never did, you had to give up 2 coupons. That's how long I've been with with Carnival. I got Princess on the brain with Carnival. So I'm up high enough. I don't know what level it starts where you get the complimentary drink, but it's always on the last day. You have to redeem it on the last day. And if I remember right, it has to be after 5 p.m. I could be wrong on that, but if I remember right, it's the last day after 5 p.m. It's kind of like they're just banking on people forgetting it, which yours truly always does. I don't know if I've ever redeemed it. If I have, it's only once, maybe twice at the most. At the most, only twice out of all my Carnival cruises. Well, Carnival is renaming it to a welcome drink. So from now on, instead of that drink having to be spent on the last day, it can be spent anytime during the cruise. And how it's going to work is if your selling sign card is high enough in level to get that welcome drink, that free complimentary drink that Carnival gives everybody, and you have not ordered a drink yet, that first drink is free of charge. Now, how that's going to work out for Texas cruisers and New York cruisers, I have not heard, okay? Because on Carnival, your drink package is not good until day number 2. In New York and Texas, because of, well, here in Texas, it's because of TABC. Any drink you buy the day you step on that ship until midnight, Carnival has charged you for that drink because the state of Texas wants taxes on that drink. Okay. Now there is some debate over that. Why does Carnival do that? Because Princess only makes you wait to use your Medallion app. Okay, the drinks will not pop up on your Medallion app. You can go order them at the bar. You'll be charged for them. They will not pop up on your Medallion app until you are in international waters, which is about an hour, hour and a half after sailing. So even if you take a Princess cruise out of Texas, you can still use your drink package on day 1. You just have to wait till they're out in international waters. Basically, what the crew will tell you is when the casino's open, you can use your drink package. Carnival makes you wait for day 2. So that is going to be kind of interesting on how the welcome drink is going to work out of Texas and out of New York. Now, why New York? They wait till day 2? I don't know. I have never cruised out of New York. One day I will, and I'll get that answer. But right now, they've just changed the name of the drink. It's the same thing, one complimentary drink, but instead of waiting on the last day, you can get it on day 1. It's the first drink that you purchase, no matter where it is in the cruise. It's the first drink you purchase. They just will not charge you for it. All right, y'all. Cruise news story number 3. Y'all don't know, but it took me 3 takes to get that right. That was a tongue twister for me. So, anyways, cruise news story number 3 is about Royal Caribbean. Our friends at Royal Caribbean, they're teasing us. They're teasing us, folks. Okay, so, a little backstory. Well, let me go ahead with the story. The Royal Caribbean said that they are going to have a new class of ship. Now, they're not telling us when they're going to build it. They're not giving us any information about this new ship. The only possible information they have given us so far, and that's why I say Royal Caribbean is teasing us, is the only thing they have given us so far is the class name will be Discovery. Now, that tells me right there it's going to be a smaller ship. Okay? Now, for my backstory. I have clients all the time. Whenever we talk about Royal Caribbean, talk about how they have the world's largest ship. Even Carnival with their new ships do not come up close to the new Royal Caribbean ships, okay? They don't. We parked, when we was on the Jubilee, we parked next to a new Royal Caribbean ship. I can't remember the name of which one it was, but they were still taller than us. They were still taller than us. They're definitely way wider than us. But clients are always asking me, how much bigger do you think these ships can get? And I tell them straight up, they're not. They can't get any bigger. The second question always follows up with why, which is a logical question. What people keep forgetting is these ships are getting old. Okay? The Grandeur of the Sea in that class, the Vision class ships are they're probably over 20 years old. If they're not over 20 years old, they're reaching that 20-year mark. Okay, not exactly sure when they were built, but I believe they're like about 25 years old by now. Ships retire between 20 and 30 years, on par with what the cruise lines have pretty much established as the life cycle. They try to switch them out for new ships within that 20 to 30 year cycle. Now, being that the age of the Vision class is, and what little bit of them are left, that puts it in pretty much with the Discovery. By the time they announce it, order it, get it built, you're talking probably, I don't know, 2027, 2028, maybe, before they can have the first one coming out. And then they have to have the second one coming out, third one coming out. Most classes are built in 3. Some of them go 4, 5, 6. Like the Oasis class, they don't know when to stop those. But you have to remember that, and it's what I tell all my clients, they have to get them smaller. Okay, they can't go bigger. They can't keep getting bigger. As much as they want to, as much as they have so much fun announcing, the world's biggest cruise ship is getting bigger, as much as they enjoy that, they can't. They have to go smaller, especially Royal Caribbean. Because you have to remember one thing. You always have to remember one thing. There's this little section of the planet called the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal can only accept ships that are only so wide, so long. Okay? And the length ain't the problem, it's the width. Okay? Carnival has ships, and I forgot what class it is, but they have a ship that's called Panamax. They call it Panamax for that reason. That is the maximum width that they can make a ship and still fit through the Panama Canal. Several of their ships are Panamax ships. They don't use that term anymore. Nobody uses that term anymore. But the Oasis class, the Icon class, those ships are too wide to go through the Panama Canal. They can't make it. They can't make it. So either Royal Caribbean has two choices. Either A, this Discovery class has to be smaller because they have to shrink the ship back down. And they're saying that the height is not the problem. They did say that. They did say the height is not, it's not building the ship shorter. There's only one other way to go. It's narrower. Because they have two choices. Either A, they can keep building these huge monster 6,000 people ships. And as they retire the smaller ships, the only way they're going to get to California, the only way they're going to get to Alaska, folks, they have to sail all the way down South America and back up. You can't have a business model like that because people are not going to spend that much time on a ship. Regular people will not spend. It's a 14-day cruise, folks, just to get from Florida to California. Okay. I think they have shortened that down a little bit by going from Florida, coming into Galveston, unloading. Some ships, I think, go to Panama, unload, reload, and then they go into California. That way they shorten their days down a little bit. I think it's 11 days if you come into Galveston, unload, reload, and then go to California. From California, they go up to Alaska. They do their Alaska season, and they come back down the Pacific Coastal Cruise, which is a 4-day or a 3-day cruise, depending on if they do make any stops or not. Back down to L.A., San Francisco, San Diego, and then from there they load back up, back to the Panama Canal, back over to Florida, and then they do their winter season in Florida. So, as the information on Discovery comes out, you're going to hear it here because I'm going to keep you updated on all the updates. Okay, but as of right now, the only thing that Royal Caribbean has teased us with is the name is Discovery. The height is not the problem. They're not worried about going shorter. That's all they've said, which means they're going to go narrower. So until next time, folks, stay safe. Stay blessed. I told you yesterday I'll see you in the future, but this is the future. Guess what? You got it. I'll see you in the future again. Y'all have a good night, and thank you for watching.